Okay, so this is also not the craziest deck ever, all right? But I really liked the Deceit Cavero tech in just Dimir Archon and Dimir Archon Reanimator. I really liked it. And I because we were playing a lot of the Goryos deck, the Goryos creativity deck. I have liked Atraxa and Griselbrand and Raph and Mikey. I've liked these cards a lot more. Against specifically Boros and Prowess than I've like Archon of Cruelty. Like Archon, it does not stabilize the board as well as Atraxa does. And so like you can't really play Emrakul or you could play Griselbrand. You could play really Emrakul or Raph and Mikey in the shell, since you could hit not the right creatures that often with Raph. But I wanted to still play the Deceit Cavero stuff in the show. Like Cavero copying Atraxa is very good, even though it's only a 4/4. Cavero also copying Gran-Gran Frog is very good. Solitude copying is good. Copy Deceit's good too. So the idea here is that like Modern is very fast at the moment. This is like the fastest Modern format we've had in a long time, where like the top decks are like Affinity, Boros, Prowess, Storm is super duper popular. The Eldrazi decks are they're fast in the sense that they like can lock the game really quickly. The Titan decks are still very fast. Living End is a deck that is just winning the game effectively quickly, although not actually. Maybe it's a turn 4 deck instead of a turn 3 deck. And so I just kind of feel like you don't have the time to sit around and diddle your Riddlers. You know what I mean? I as good as Quantum Riddler is, and it is quite good. I've been feeling like the Riddler decks are just not that well positioned. This is part of the idea here of the Black White Catchermos deck of just being lower to the ground and faster, and also kind of the same idea here is that like when you're playing Cavero Deceit, you have a lot of grind already that you kind of want to have in your Esper Goryo's deck, but you're also just a lot more interactive. You're a lot more interactive, and you remove that fluff, which is just like dirtily card draw. Everything is going to be something that's just going to be combo combo interaction. Any I don't think there's any too crazy specific deck building choices that make any changes per deck. I ended up adding a High Noon over in a Second Duress. Yeah, I love the Riddlers too, but it's just like it just is the format has almost like maybe evolved around diddling your Riddlers. It's like the format is so fast. Quantum Riddler has not been seeming nearly as good as it once did. And I don't know if this is ringing true for y'all at all, but it feels like if this is certainly what it feels like to me. It was something maybe I felt like I kind of woke up to this week, is that when it comes to this, are you supposed to buy tickets to buy just the tickets? That is usually what I do, but on stream I'm not gonna take the time. Is it mid? Yeah, the thing is, like, is it mid-range? Like, I think you need to, like, both acknowledge that it's a mid-range deck, but acknowledge the affinity part. Although there are no affinity cards. Kind of a weird. I'm gonna keep this one. This is like the surveillance will save me kind of keep. Lush Portico. What could they be playing here? Seems fine. Pick your poison, being able to answer Blood Moon and Riddler is nice. Answering Riddler is not something I think you should basically ever prioritize. Like, if you are removing a Quantum Riddler from the board, you're always 3-for-1ing yourself. Ooh, wait, is this Leo combo with Brood-Scale? Cool. So I'm going to take one of the 2 drops and then Prismatic Ending the other. I think I want this so they can't exile my Deceit. So, like, when it comes to Quantum Riddler, like, the best way to deal with it is to just play with it on board, usually. It's not really almost ever... okay, weird that they would warp the Halia this turn and not next turn when they have Ritual in play. But does that make sense? It's like, removing a Quantum Riddler from play is just not a good strategy. It's like when you Unholy Heat it, you've been 3-for-1. When you pick for Poison it, you've been 3-for-1. At least maybe they drew an extra card off one of the Riddler triggers, and so it's like, just having a bigger board is what I recommend trying to do. Indulge me. Why isn't Blood Moon on the contenders for removal? Are you talking about bans? So why isn't Blood Moon on the contender for bans? It's not that good. Is the short answer. I think when you start asking why isn't Blood Moon on the like bannable, you've been thinking about Modern too much and you need to take a break. Probably should Cavero here. I think I will be bouncing the ritual and probably Thoughtseizing it, then sandbagging this. Sorry, blue black, blue black. I think this is pretty underplayed. Oh, I did forget about Halia. So they grow the Leo. If we Solitude, we're gonna want to maybe do it on main phase. Although now I'm a little bit interested in Prismatic Ending plus Frog this turn. I'm gonna try to keep them off card advantage here. We have a Solitude in case they top deck Cauldron to combo. I don't think I'm attacking. The Living In Discord doesn't really like Deceit for some reason. I think that's interesting. Like when we were playing some Living In post Deceit, I thought it made a lot of sense. I like that it bounced like Teferi and stuff, and I thought the discard mode was really relevant. Do we have any emissaries from the Living In Discord? Do you have thoughts on why y'all don't like it as much? Yeah, we could make a 4/4 Ocelot Pride. Probably going to be hardcasting Solitude this turn, though. Hopefully draw land and can also Ephemerate, although it's not that mandatory. They don't even like Wistfulness. I think Wistfulness is great, so I don't know. I think that one's better. At the very least, it's better. I think I'm going to not play around main deck Needle. They're probably getting a Blade of the Blood Chief anyways. First time playing the challenge, I'm stuck on the last game of my opponent conceding, and I can't start another one. So you don't just immediately start with the challenges. You wait for it's like a regular tournament. You wait for everybody to be done, and the next round starts. So let's go Solitude Leo. Do we have any Leos in the chat? Actually, don't even know what my sign is. No blocks is weird. Y'all ever seen a 4/4 Ocelot Pride before? I like this list a pretty good bit. I think the Deceit Cavero stuff's pretty underplayed, and I think it fits really well into the shell. I think you just kind of have to cut Riddlers for the build to work, which is a hard decision to make, but I've been liking it. And it's like you can play Riddler if you play Demir and you play Archon, but Archon is worse than Atraxa, so it's kind of an interesting dynamic. But yeah, I agree that that's kind of the point of building the deck like this is that you're able to really easily outgrind graveyard hate, and you still have some of those like busted fast Atraxa starts. Did I see Dino's new God Run? I was watching some of the stream, but I don't actually know what the new God Run is. I don't really understand, to be honest. I know it's called God Run Multiverse, but I don't know. I don't know what that means. I didn't really absorb it after watching for a bit. What is? If you want to explain it, I would like to know. I guess we're gonna bring in the Wraths. Forces are kind of interesting because both Birthing Ritual and Cauldron are stuff I want to get rid of. Deceit being 2 mana discard on the draw is kind of tough. So maybe I'll go -2. Maybe I'll go -1. Matthew the 78 months. Let's go. He's adding Resident Evil 2 and Oblivion. So it's Resident Evil into in addition to the God Run 3. I would love to see Esper randomly list with Persistent Archons instead of Goryos Atraxa. So we had Dimir, and I do like that Dimir build. You can still play it. The one big issue with Dimir is if you don't have Atraxa, it's very hard to have enough white cards for Solitude. But the thing is, Archon of Cruelty is not that good against Boros, and Atraxa is very good against Boros. And it's like you reanimate an Archon, and it loses against Boros enough of the time, especially against Johnny and Ocelot Pride, that I'm a little, and discard Flage for value. They like Arena. They like sometimes you go Archon, they discard Flage, they play Arena, they haste, they kill your Archon, they kill you. So it's just Atraxa is so much better against them. I think it's tough. I think it's tough to um be in on. Okay, I think I actually I'm gonna go back to the fourth Kavera, the Deceit. It's tough to be in on Archon of Cruelty over Atraxa, which is what kind of the whole idea of playing this build is. Like, we liked Deceit Kavero, but Archon of Cruelty is tough at the moment. What's my preferred bagel variety? Okay, bagels are they're too much calories for not enough taste. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm gonna spend like 400 or 500 calories, I can spend it more effectively than on a freaking bagel, dude. Spoken like someone not from New York City. I guess so. If I was spoken like someone from New York City, I would have said, "Hey, I'm walking here. I gotta know. I'll take a Dismember." So they drew a Saga. Maybe we'll Wrath this turn. Although waiting a turn to Wrath on 2 could be good. Do I walk? 300 calories is a 1 hour walk. Yeah, I exercise every day. I do 3 days of cardio and 1 day of weightlifting. But I still am mindful of my caloric intake. I already have double black. I already have double white. I already have double blue. I think I have to bounce the Leo so I don't die to top deck Cauldron. Just asking is walking is a hack will for body mind. I agree. Walking, I do walk a lot. I agree. Everyone should walk a lot. It's very good for not only health, but like just mentally processing stuff. I can't remember who I saw this from, but like one thing that's like important for like your mental health is the ability to spend time processing things. It can be very easy to not do that. It can be very easy to not do that with just like there can always just be something in front of you, but if you just spend some time walking every day, it's a lot easier to start processing things healthily. So I probably need to discard the ballista and then play a frog to chump the brood scale. How does Leo Cauldron combo work? If you Cauldron a ballista onto Leo, you win. But also, just walking isn't everything too, because like if you're walking, but then your diet's really bad, because you eat a million freaking bagels, then walking can only do so much. They top deck another ballista. Dude, our opponent's draws have been so good today. I was gonna get 3. Our opponent's draws have been so good today. All right, game 3 on the play. I think I like the 2 Force of Negations. Do you have any habits for advice for rebuilding these healthy habits? I used to lift 5-6 days a week for years. I got a real job and fell off for the last 3 years. Been struggling to get back into the gym. I don't have any. There's like just like everything in life, especially when you get older. I don't know that there are already hacks. Like I have a framed photo of Dwight Powell on my desk, and his cheerful smile really gets me going in the morning. Or I simply plunge in an ice bath, or like whatever somebody on the internet is trying to sell you. I don't have any of that for you, but you just have to like fucking make yourself do it. you have to fall into a pit of despair that's deeper than your laziness. Like, as for me, not doing it is harder than doing it. I had to get to there, you know. Okay, round 2 is about to start. Hopefully we can wrap this one up quick, although this isn't looking like the kind of game you can wrap up super quick. I guess I gotta take this Vexing Bauble. They top decked Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which is maybe the best draw here. I can wait a turn on the attack, but I'm probably going to be attacking, trying to find a land, and trying to Wrath X equals 1. I'm kind of hoping that they play the Needle this turn. Maybe I guess they can go Halia. Yeah, Halia Needle does draw them a card. I guess one other thing too is like if you can find exercise that you don't hate at first, then like that was like one thing for me was like I found a gym that was nice, or it's a local rec center that's nice, and like I really enjoyed going there, and I really enjoyed going on hikes, and I really enjoyed like playing some like racquetball for like when I was younger, and like that definitely helped, but eventually you at least eventually I kind of stopped leaning into that, and I valued a fast exercise a bit more, like just a more efficient use of my time. But if you can find something you don't hate doing, that makes it easier for it to be habit forming. Okay, round 2 is about to start. If I could just draw a land next turn and Wrath, we're probably in good shape. What is last seen playing Boros Energy. My opponent's hand is Heliod, 2 mystery cards. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek at my opening hand. I'm going to keep. Guess I have Holly in the warp zone still. I'm going to move this over to the other monitor. Well, let's keep. So I don't know. I think I'd rather play the first Ashiok over the first Mind Sensor, but maybe I'd play the second Mind Sensor over the second Ashiok. Our deck is also better at casting Mind Sensor than Ashiok. Double black isn't super hard, but it's not super easy. My opponent goes Meyer Go. Currently double queuing in a Commander Gauntlet League. I don't even know what that is, dude. I would love to use Goryo's Cavero as instant speed graveyard hate. That sounds like it'd be so sick. So it looks like we're probably up against Storm. Not the worst matchup, especially with these prismatic endings here. Being able to ending a Artist Talent or a Ruby or a Rouse is nice on these turns. Although they might just kill me. Wow, they got 3 cards in their hand after this ritual. They probably don't have a Manamorphose in their hand. Is it Commander got linked to playlist? I don't know. I was watching Evero stream for the first time in a while the other day, and he said he's been playing a bunch of dual Commander. They had a Ritual and a Glimpse, pretty dang good. Been playing dual Commander. I do think dual Commander appeals to me more than CEDH because it's just single player versus multiplayer. But then they had 2 Wooded Foothills, a mountain, or so 2 lands and a ritual. But then they ritual again. Then they glimpse again. 2 cards, 2 mana floating. So the last card can't be Past in Flames. They would have cast that. Then they had Manamorphose Impulse. They can also ultimate this Row. I haven't died on turn 2 to Storm in a while. Our opponents are having it today. Certainly part of Modern is your opponent's not doing this to you sometimes. That's that's part of success in this format. Dual Commander's def 100 times more revive than CDH. Yeah, I like the 20 point life total starting too. Like that is something I feel like maybe regular Commander would be better if life totals were 20. They did hit a wish. That's gonna give him 2. Is that crazy to say that Commander might be better if life total started at 20? Maybe not -4 Solitudes. Maybe I cut the like 2 Cavero 2 Solitude. I guess I should play the Surgicals also. 30 for sure. I don't know about 20. I mean, I don't know either. But like one thing about Magic the Gathering is for the 33 years or whatever that it's been around, it has been designed for life totals to be 20. Oh, I should probably be going down on Ephemerates. Maybe do it down to even 1. I don't even think I care that much about scamming Atraxa in this matchup. Like 1 Consign. Maybe 2 Consign. Yeah, Consign's probably just better than Ephemerate. 20 is a bit low. What's a common enough take? Yeah, maybe. But like Magic has always been designed for 20 point life totals. And this is, I mean, it's probably too late now, but this is part of the reason why crazy Commander cards get printed, because they have to be really pushed because life totals are 40. So like aggro can be somewhat represented. We're probably too late now, but maybe it was a mistake. CEDH is great if you like to do really degenerate things. Yeah, I don't want to knock CEDH. If you like it, I'm so happy for you. I think it's just I prefer competitive Magic to be a 1v1 experience. So I think I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go Godless Shrine, Thoughtseize turn 1. So if I could draw a Frog, I can be comfortable to play it next turn. Now, I will say, I would never recommend making any changes to a format based on the opinion of a guy like me who doesn't play the format. Too dangerous to be left alive. I don't think there's actual meta aggro deck in CDH. It's all combos that kill people in one go. I did draw the Frog. I've been hearing that I was told by Everos, who doesn't necessarily have all the opinions in the world, but that Spider-Man 2099 is really good in dual Commander, because you cast it from the command zone, so it counts it triggers the cast from somewhere other than your hand, and you just like haste it, hit them for 10, and then hit them for 5 more with like Reckless Charge. So they drew a Prismatic Ending, and we surveil an Atraxa. And we surveil and Atraxa. That's a good draw. They impulse into an ending in a foothills. So if we draw a Frog, we're not going to play a Frog. Okay, so we're going to cast Frog here. Not funny. Yeah, if you Cavera Row, I don't believe you can flip it. Or it's about the 4-player format. I see. That's kind of one thing that's a little confusing to me about. I maybe the name should be flipped. I'm gonna force this so I can just comfy play Frog next turn. I think. Gotta stop them from spinning their wheels. Maybe the name should be flipped again. Maybe I should stop spewing opinions on formats I don't play. Guess it's my stream, baby. It is possible to play CDH without politics. Just play it as free for all. Since I'm sincerely, what is that? What does this mean? What does play it as free for all mean? 100% not, no sarcasm. Sincerely asking, what does that mean? No love for Aeon Shift, dual command with point system. I'm not a fan of point systems. Listen, I know point system gamers, the Canadian Highlander players of the world. I know you love Canadian Highlander. I'm so happy for you. I love that you love it. Never stop loving it. I think point systems are kind of like arbitrary to some extent. I feel like it's not a perfectly balanced system. I think just I do greatly prefer banless. Oh, they hit a third prismatic ending here. It means no talking, no deals. I guess so. It seems maybe a little hard to enforce, right? And then there's also like you don't know who's friend, you know, you don't know who like dislikes somebody else. Like I don't know that you can ever like completely wipe that dynamic from the game. You know what I mean? And like you have to talk some, you can't just talk on mute too. You have to do some talking, and then you know, maybe I should just play the 4-mana 4/4 here. Although I do the consigns, probably not. Like there has to be some talking, and it's like, and then how do you stop some people from like going over the line a little bit? You know what I mean? Especially like a bigger event where like with stakes on the line, people are gonna play politics. The thing that makes the point system, okay, back to point system, healthy is the small player pool more than the points. Small play. I guess I don't know what this means either. Okay, so I guess we'll graveyard this and Cavero. You have been deceived, spawn token. I agree, it isn't a good format for a tournament with strangers. All tournaments are tournaments with strangers, you know what I mean? Not very many people play the format, so the formats don't get solved broken. I guess so. Like, what's the idea behind that being good for the point system? Although I don't want to pick apart the Canadian Highlander. I love the Canadian Highlander enthusiasm. Y'all love Canadian Highlander. I don't even want to try to dissect it. Wait, didn't cast the Metamorphose there? How are you not you cast the Metamorphose? You could draw Pass in Flames, Wish. You could immediately win the game. My deck is built around this card. How much is left in the challenge? 17 round matches. Okay, probably can finish this even if it goes to game 3. CDH sucks because half the games are about cloning a ton of Ristic studies. Oh no. They hit a Ruby Medallion and a Rao, which is weirdly good for me because if I consign this Ruby, then they can't do anything else this turn, and then these other cards just go to the graveyard. Oh, so they hit one Ruby, one Rao, one Winds Resolve. One Ruby, one Rao, one Winds Resolve. When I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, so like I said my R's like W's. I would go Winds Resolve, and I had to go to like speech therapy class, and I would go every week to speech therapy class, and every week my classmates, these idiot 3rd graders, they would always go, "Where are you going?" They would ask me every week where I was going, and I was always so embarrassed to tell them. And honestly, like, I got it. I got it real. You know, I understood like maybe after the second session. I got it. I didn't need to be there the whole semester. Guys, I really I got it I was the fast learner. Okay, well if we draw land we can hardcast that. Oh no, before I start bawling on stream here, I'll interesting they wouldn't chump block us and then they're pretty cold to like a prismatic ending. Not the biggest deal. I'm glad my opponent hasn't drawn a Past in Flames. Says man who gets Past in Flames this turn. I think I did coloring for most of the semester because I just kind of, you know, I didn't have other areas of improvement that got needed. No. Why do I say this? Oh, okay. Okay. So we're looking to draw Psychic Frog, Mending, Untap Land, Force of Negation. Is Deceit good? Deceit's okay. Oh wait, hold on. I can Goryos Kavero, although I think it's better to Goryos Atraxa. Did other children require the whole semester? No, it was I was literally alone in there, dude. I'm just I was literally alone in there. I think that she like worked one-on-one with other people and oh I don't know. I think she worked one-on-one with other people and it's good. It's good that they had the program. I tell you what. I feel like these days that shit is cut. They just pass. They just send them up, saying they're. what cards was I even talking about? They say they send them up to the next grade. Wins resolve. All right, we're going to game 3. Didn't take the force. I did take the force. Not that it matters. They're dead. These days, so yes, push no child left behind. I feel like I think it's worse now. At least that's what my friends who are teachers say. Is like they say they just literally cannot fail kids, but I don't mean to go too full on boomer here, but I feel like I remember kids failing. Maybe I should have held up Consign this turn. Because, like, yeah, now I'm like, they have 2 rubies? Kids can't read. Oh, no. Yeah, most of my friends are, like, high school teachers. I had a friend who was a elementary school teacher, but he quit. Go against Strom. We're waiting for round 3 of the challenge. We're 1-1. Lost a Titan, beat Boros. Okay, really happy with this draw here. Maybe I think I should probably just play this frog. It's a little weird. So we could force this, then Prismatic Ending the Ruby. This would buy me a lot of time. I think I'm just supposed to save it for like the Wish. They don't play the Rao here, which is interesting. I might scam my Deceit this game or this turn. Let's see if I draw another blue source. I guess it doesn't have to be a blue source, it could be a black source. Okay, do nots. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the Wish and leave them with 2 Raos, which is I don't know if I've ever played a game of Storm like this where they just have all mana rocks like this. It's pretty interesting. Okay, then I could Thoughtseize 1 round, Prismatic Ending the other if they play it this turn. I'm planning on taking Grixis Stubborn Denial, Hollow One Deafenim tonight based on your old Cecil Moonshot build. Hope it plays well. Yeah, Stub and Burning Inquiry they play weird together, but it sounds fun. Bro, you took a real turn 1. What does this mean? Oh, it took Ral turn 1. Ah. I didn't click it off. Just like Cecil build just too clunky in 3-color. I guess I just don't remember the old Cecil build. Too many decks. I don't think I changed. I think I still take the Wish there. Okay, let's best back. If they have a third Ruby, they're gonna be so screwed here, dude. I don't think I'm discarding any of these cards. I could maybe discard the Consign. I feel like being cold to like some of the random storm cards is probably not correct for 1 damage. So, are y'all surgicling Wish? I think I am. Oh no! Oh man. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought they boarded out on endings, but they were split up here. I had 2 consigns this game, and there was never a window. I guess. I mean, I could have not Thoughtseize turn 1. There was never a window. I should look closer at their deck to see if I want to be pitching the consign. Actually, I can Cavero to get rid of one of the 3 Ruby medallions here. I think let's just go say you're on a 2-turn clockbuster. Maybe I should surveil first. The problem is I can't surveil into hardcast Force of Negation, and I might want to surveil like Atraxa in the yard anyways. I could go Goryos, Cavero, Deceit, but the problem is I don't get to take anything. But that would be really cool if that worked. But you have to have spent black mana. They did draw Reckless Impulse, but they just hit Wear Tear Mountain. So we win. Get in there, Cavero. Cavero, who? I'm Rao Monsoon Mage. So there are 6 matches still going with 40 minutes on the clock. I really want to watch them, but I've just been reading. I finished Golden Sun and like put another 100 pages into the next book. That book was so good. I also feel like I'm okay. Maybe I'll just stream Slay the Spire if I play it. That could be fun. Maybe if I have some time, I'll just do like a random aspiring Spike. Your friend is playing Slay the Spire today. I've never played it before. Come watch me play for the first time. Could be fun. Yeah, that's the Red Rising book series. Yeah, no spoilers for the 3rd one. Ooh, I love to see a Wastegate Battle Mage. It is a 2/2 against my 1/1 Grandma. I guess we don't attack. Heroes of Might and cards. I don't know what that is, but I have played Balatro. I love Balatro. Okay, I will stream Balatro. I know that game very well. When the Balatro content update that will come out for sure, Local Thunk hears me and will deliver us from the lack of content. When that game comes out, I will stream it. I guess I want to keep this. And I think I'm going to get a tad greedy and ending the Battle Mage. Although, I guess what we should actually do is surveil first, just in case we hit an Atraxa. Okay, no more surveil lands, so that backfired, I guess. I think I do need to play around K command this turn. I can also Cavero the Solitude next turn. Not if I force, though. My dad, this is... That puts me to 2. Puts me to 1. So if I find the Atraxa in the top 2, that's easy. Solitude, I guess, could give me a redraw now. I'm out of surveillance and I can't crack the fetch. Alright, down again. Can you redeem a deck tech for Balatro? Can't redeem a deck tech at all, but I don't exactly know what that means. Alright, let's get the forces there, just so creature heavy despite having some K commands. Might go down a Deceit. Kavero Solitude does seem good here. I got better Once Upon a Galaxy and I treated like Magic, got into the April month. Yeah, that game is also really good. I haven't been playing it as much lately, but I do play a good bit of it. It's just kind of easy to like, you know, get a couple games in real quick. You want to keep or mulligan this hand? All right, guys. Help your friend Aspiring Strike out. Keep or mulligan this on the play against Eldrazi aggro. Do you want to keep this card on top or bottom? Do you want to keep Consign on top or bottom here? Get back to me. Subtlety over Gran-Gran on draw. Maybe. I feel like I just want the fast starts, though. I must be something. Why can't you Goryos, Ephemerate, Solitude? Goryos only returns legendary creatures. And they say no to a Secluded Courtyard, no to Jimzo Caverns, no to Ugin's Labyrinth. And they do play a lab and they print Devourer. So if we draw a land, I guess we probably just instep this anyways, but I don't want to play a Decay command. I guess we could have also attacked. Yeah. So if they play Thoughtseize, we're going to Consign and then just untap Goryos. Well, I feel good about our position here. It's nice to just have the perfects, you know what I mean? I take another Consign, I take a Prismatic Ending, I take another Atraxa, and I take a Swamp. I guess I should have discarded a land too. Big mistake. I'll take another Consign. I take a Kavero. I take a land. And then they can see. So we're going to game 3. Hopefully we can get this done before round 3 of the challenge starts. There's only one match still in progress here. I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep because I want to. And because this hand has the potential to be fast and round 3 is going to start soon. And they say no to 4 cards. They say no to Titan's Presence, Cavern of Souls, Dead Heralds, and Basic Forest. And in my upkeep, they Disruptor Flute. Just name Flooded Strand. It's okay. I give you permission. I name second. Okay. I summon Grandma. Hi, Eldrazi. This is my friend Deceit. This game's gonna be easier if they don't draw a land. It's gonna be harder if they do draw a land. All right. This game is going to be easier if we draw Atraxa here. We have to wait till end of turn, probably. I guess we could respond to Seer also. This game is easier. Okay, Consign, Ending. I guess we take the Frog, although it's not so good here with the loot out there. So I guess we're going to go... Well, I guess now we're going to... Well... Can I talk myself into Deceit being good here? No. No, I could not. I could not do that. No, we don't get to attack with it this turn, but we can scam it into play with the Consign, if not finding an Ephemerate. All right. Right on time for round 3. Thanks, Grandma. You know what I mean? We're in a matchup without Nude or Ashik. We did have the Nude in play that game. They had to Besage you it. Would Solitude have let me... if we go Emperor of Bones, Solitude, attack for 3, that gains us 3 up to 6. Then we put Solitude in our hand with the other Emperor, and then we could cast Solitude, exile our Emperor, go to 11, and that would let us survive an Irinian attack. So we had 2 Solitudes, so we could Overlord 1 to our hand, and we could Emperor 1. We lost to Titan. More like I have a ton of good hits. So yeah, maybe. Hallowed Fountain is worse if we draw Deceit, but it's better if we just want ending a 1-drop and Surveil. One of the best cyber cards versus Neoform. Vexing Bauble and Grafdigger's Cage. Is it just Bauble and hope they don't draw Claim? It's more like when they go Vexing Bauble, then like a little bit more of a sub game. You go Vexing Bauble and then you apply more pressure, more sideboard cards while they are trying to remove your Vexing Bauble. You know, it's not like Ley Line of the Void against a Dredge player with no disenchants. Every combo deck is gonna be prepared to beat the sideboard cards you board in against them, but the idea is these just are to buy you time. I can graveyard that for some value. I am pretty interested in flashing back the Mending this turn for the Kavero next turn. Let's see what we draw. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my basic island. I just could so freely play around Blood Moon this game. Why don't we just go ahead and do that? I'm not going to discard any cards if they have another discharge. I think Emperor Int was better. I don't know what Int is. We don't have a card called Int in our deck, but their copy of their Generous Int. Yeah, maybe. I mean, my line also beat Endurance, so I didn't need to worry about playing around Endurance. If they discard Flage, wait, what happens if you Kavero a Flage? I don't actually know. I think it does get sacrificed, right? Because you didn't escape. It enters as a copy. All right, 4/4 Grandma. Could also have discarded another frog and then made a flying frog. I think I'd rather do this. Voice of Victory. Yeah, so exiles the Flage from the yard, and you can like consign the trigger. You don't want a Ragavan here? Goodbye, my friend. So they attack here. Am I going to be happy to discard 2 cards? Probably happy enough to kill the voice. Could Mending first. I think I'm just going to go attack, and if they block with the voice, I'll discard Frog and Basic Plains, and then I'll Kavero the Frog. And if they don't block, we'll reassess here. Drew a Force of Negation. I'm not able to cast Frog and hold up Force of Negation. I think what I'll do, I guess I should play the Plains first. I think now what I'll do is I'll just Flashback Mending, see if we find Atraxa. We don't find Atraxa. Discard Force of Negation Delta, or maybe Ephemerate. I think we can get rid of the Delta since we're drawing so many cards a turn. Haven't seen as much Frog in Modern. Not mad about it because it shits on me, but it's interesting. Yeah, I mostly think that the value Frog decks are bad and the Reanimator Frog decks are underplayed and good. And you always want to stack the you want to stack the bounce to resolve before the discard, or I don't know, maybe there's a weird situation where that's not the case, but I'm going to be able to discard the stuff you take. So let's go ahead and fly the frog that doesn't have a counter on it. I'm going to play my lands out because we've got Atraxas in our deck. Solitude plus Ephemerate. Hardcast Deceit. Nice to be beating Boros hard without an Atraxa. Nice to have 4 Atraxas to draw into in these kind of spots. Although I'm probably just going to let my opponent chump 2 frogs here. I guess let's go ahead and surveil main phase for Atraxa. We also now are in hardcast Atraxa range. Ephemerate to get a pyro, does that work? It does work. I don't know if that's something you want to do in this spot, but it's a play that's legal. I think I'm just kind of chilling. But it might have been fine. I mean, it was at the very least fine. All right, so I guess I'm gonna go discard the Goryos. Weird that they targeted the bigger frog. And so I guess we could just attack and then Ephemerate here for lethal potentially. Huh. Probably Ephemerate here. Then do I want to rebound the Ephemerate on the Deceit to Helix them and exile 1 Flage from my graveyard? I have 5, 6 of 7 power. I guess this is okay. It makes like Solitude and Prismatic Ending way better. And we're in hardcast Atraxa range anyways. Oh, I guess discarding a card here is bad because now they can for sure kill a frog. And if I just had held 2 cards here, I guess I could just hold 2 cards anyways. And we find the Atraxa. Yeah, we're 2-1 in the challenge. Oh, I miss on my land. I guess I'll take Atraxa Goryos. Prismatic Ending. To game 2 we go. Wrath. Force. Might be better to have some force for maybe 1 force over 1 deceit for like Thraben Charm Blood Moon. Got 6 inches of snow last night, so I'm now plowing. I've never plowed snow in my life, but it does sound kind of nice. Do you think this list is a little soft to Affinity without any disputes? Maybe a little. Like, dispute is good against Affinity, and your matchup would be better if you had it. Plowing and sowing show are very different concepts. I know nothing about either. I'm a sweet southern boy. All right, opponent is on the play. Flooded Strand. Guide of Souls. Okay, let's keep that. Then we have the ability to play around Moon. Snow shoveling is the #1 cause of heart attacks in the US. I think it's actually getting an ad while watching twitch.tv/aspiring spike at a really critical turn. That's just what I'm hearing a lot of people say that. So if I go Mending, they probably will want to Thraben Charm right away. It kind of feels like maybe they have Leonardo because they just keep pausing and the blocker stuff. Like they want to sneak it into play. They didn't do it last turn. I don't. I it's there. Some people are playing Leo combo in Boros. What is happening? They might be double queuing. Guess we're not in a rush. Okay, they've paused me again here. Yeah, I do feel as though my opponent is holding on to Thraben Charm here. Plays an Arena of Glory. Not to be confused with Arena of Shame. I'm all the way down to 18. Wait, how am I? Oh, I guess the Mending. I'm like, how am I at 18 and they've attacked me multiple times with a guide and I've fetched multiple times? Thraben Charm is super underrated. It's often not talked about. Yeah, I think Thraben Charm is super good. I agree. It's gonna flashback the Mending, and I decided I kind of like all the cards in my hand. Not really any reason to cast the Goryos there. It's an instant. All right. I feel like I could feel the psychic damage coming off my opponent there. Okay, so they did this so they could force the Legend of Roku through. They had a Ranger Captain and a Ragavan. So we'll see if we can surveil anything nice in the yard here. All right, I'm out of surveils. Probably want triple white to go Solitude and Ephemerate in the same turn. So I could go Deceit plus Frog. I think that's okay. Oh, I don't have enough black. Okay. All right, let's just hardcast Solitude. I might even just like want to hardcast this Deceit. I might also go like I might like discard Cavero, Goryos Cavero, and have a copy of Solitude this game. I could see that happening. Obviously, the new college-based charms, they're not officially spoiled. They are officially spoiled. The pack stuff is official. I did see them. I really think they are sick. I like them a lot. Big fan. I guess I'll let this trigger happen first. Not that I guess if they discharge the Solitude, they could fly the guide here. We draw if the Solitude dies and we draw a land, it's kind of an interesting dynamic because we could go Cavero Solitude and play Frog, or we could hardcast Deceit. So they didn't play the Ragavan because they have another copy of Thraben Charm in their hand. So I think I just want to make... I think I want to be able to punish them if they crack their fetch for a Surveil here. Okay. We find the Ephemerate and we win. So Ephemerate, Ending, land, I guess Watery Grave, and probably another Deceit. And I guess we upkeep Ephemerate. Not that it matters really. Okay, it matters a little bit. Fair enough. I think we're still doing great. So the hand is or they have. I guess this Ragavan's gone. They can't play the Ragavan anymore. A second Legend of Roku. They flip over Ragavan, Arid Mesa. Pretty bad. I think I'm just gonna hardcast Deceit this turn. Bounce the Legend and just discard it. They have Flage, Thraben Charm. We do have a Solitude for if they... I guess they don't need a land to go Flage Haste because they have the mana from the second Legend. Oh, I can play this, sorry. I guess I'm discarding the Godless Shrine when they Flage the first time here. Although, wait, they're targeting Deceits? Interesting. Oh, I played a land that turn? Okay, I thought I didn't. How's Atraxa put Archon? This is almost the entire reason we're playing the deck. Is like Atraxa is very good against Boros and Prowess. The Prowess dynamic's a little less important, but Atraxa is a lot better against Prowess than Archon is still. But like Atraxa is like very good against Boros, and Archon is kind of medium. It's like Atraxa is just very hard for them to beat, and like sometimes you go Archon and they sack their cat token and they flip a Johnny, and sometimes they have Guide Pride and they don't care about Archon at all, and sometimes they go discard Flage, play Arena of Glory, haste it, kill your Archon, kill you. It's just like this happens so often. I'm a little off Archon. Not that it's bad necessarily, but it's got some issues. No Solitude on first ETB. I guess I wanted them to commit the mana. In case they drew something else, but maybe that wasn't important. We get to keep the Deceit. I don't think I need to be too mana efficient this turn either. Deceiving Legend of Roku is the standard. Ha ha ha. Guess I could have attacked first. Did you land? Yeah, so I probably should have then. Why not attack first? I'm honestly chilling in the between rounds of the challenge. Is the real and honest truth. And we're kind of in chill between rounds mode. In a game that we can't really lose. Could tutor up a Gran-Gran if I Ranger Captain Cavero. Sounds really fun. Maybe I'm gonna go cast I think I'm gonna go cast Cavero and they're gonna Thraben Charm my graveyard. And then I'm gonna get a Gran-Gran. Oh, but they have sixth. Cube play. All right. So one match still in progress. It's Canister, I'm hearing. I can't say GG. We're 3-1 this league. Okay, on to play. This is not grief. We mulligan. Putting back force on the mulligan there. Could maybe put back Ephemerate though. What's wrong with taking the back streets? Okay, not a bad pickup. Could maybe be sometimes right to just scam a 5/5 into play. I think it's just not the right metagame for that. Maybe there's no modern metagame where that would make sense. We beat Affinity in the last round. So we lost to Titan, we beat Boros, we beat we have 2 steel cutters. I think I'm taking a show off and I can ending the first steel cutter at least. Scary hand. Lost to Titan, beat Boros, beat Neoform, beat Affinity. So pretty good spread. Hopefully they didn't draw a Mishra's Bauble. They did keep a card on top though. Oh, they plot a Slick Shot show off, which is very good against my Prismatic Ending hand here. Gross. Maybe not as bad as them drawing a bauble. Maybe worse. We'll see. Our hand's also not very good. We're looking to draw Solitude, Cavero. Oh my gosh, they just didn't show off? Kind of greedy. We'll take it. Opponent is not a show off confirmed. I guess Solitude's not that good here actually because they have Unholy Heat in their hand. I guess I'll play around random Spell Pierce too. They don't have Delirium for Violent Urge. Their hand is Violent Urge, Unholy Heat, Mystery card. So we're looking. So Cavero stabilizes kind of hard with Deceit. Solitude is pretty good. Beyond that, I mean, Solitude's not amazing, I guess, because of the heat. Oh, right. Marsh Flats can't get Hedge Maze. Okay, so that was actually a big mistake not to play this. Maybe game losing. Maybe gonna be a hard game to win anyways. Maybe sometimes we get rewarded if we draw Solitude and we can ephemerate the Solitude because of heat, although maybe we're dead to Dart. So if we draw one more card, it's not exactly... Okay, we can't... Sometimes it just lags out. You can't see what you would have drawn. But it's not exactly like we would have drawn that card. All right, I'm bringing the Wrath. Going to bring in maybe the 4th Force. Maybe not the 4th Force. Yeah, I got obviously very flooded that game. I do think that the Deceits are pretty bad in this matchup. Maybe I play the 4th Force because of that. Seems okay. I don't think this is a matchup for Thoughtseize against Prowess, but sometimes you're just that weak to Corey Steel Cutter. I think this deck's good enough against Steel Cutter. Gonna try to mulligan a bit more aggressively too. If I know the matchup, I think I would have mulliganed that 7. There's 17 matches still in progress. Yeah, a good bit of time. Hey Tashi, good to see you. 65 months, let's go. On the play for game 2. We're 3-1 this league, down a game for the 4-1. Did I grab some lunch? No, I guess I'll order some. Well, actually, I got a new phone, so I don't know if I'm logged in. But yeah, I'll order some. I think we don't want this. We can also sometimes Goryos it and like Goryos like Solitude. Yeah, we're 3-1 in the challenge. It's just this late in the Friday stream. I guess if I was like playing for a trophy here, if I was playing for a trophy here, then maybe I would keep going. But for the most part, this late into Fridays, we're just still challenging. All right, preordain 2 on the bottom. Pass to your friend Aspiring Spike. Don't think I'm gonna surveil main phase looking for Atraxa. I got the new fold. I had the old fold, and I had like a free upgrade, or close to free. And it's really nice. It's really thin. It's like this is a phone that like folds open. It's pretty sick. Very good for Balatro and Once Upon a Galaxy and Planes. They're old. I guess they did preordain twice, but not a super good prowess draw so far. There's a steel cutter. Lava dart. Do I find the fold to be useful outside of gaming? I mean, I have like a little bit of the millennial. I need when I'm sending like an important email. It's nice to have a bigger screen. How was the folding portion of the old one? Was traded in, no issues. It was bubbled up, but they took it. Apparently, this one's not supposed to have as many bubbling issues. Is Once Upon a Galaxy good? Yeah, I did do 2 sponsored streams for it. That's how I got into the game, but I play it almost every single day. It's like a very fast game to play, and I'm like they're doing monthly tournaments now that I'm like really enjoying, and it is I think a very very fun mobile game. Designed by a lot of Magic players too. I don't know. I don't think I want to wrath away this Quarry Steel Cutter, lose my my Psychic Frog. Although I'm getting very flooded again. I think, weirdly enough, I think this is just a spot where you play a 4-mana 4/4. Oh, sorry, I thought I still had a swamp in my deck. Oh, I did. I played Flooded Strand instead. Okay. So -3 life. Yeah, Luis is one of the designers on the game. It's very good. It has a lot of depth. The gameplay I think is really good. It's fast paced. You can copy the frog. This is a Kavera. All right, so they got 5 cards in their hand. I'm at 12 life. An odd game we're playing. A little bit. I hope we don't have to Solitude to live, so that we can Wrath next turn. Oh, so you're saying the line was Wrath X equals 2, then Kavero this next turn? I think Wrath is a losing play. Not that 4-mana 4/4 is a winning play. So it cast mutagenic growth. I might need to Wrath, or sorry, Solitude. Shouldn't have let this one prowess trigger resolve. Yeah, I do need the Solitude. Goodbye, Wrath the Skies. So we're looking for second Wrath the Skies or Atraxa. And we can surveil first. We can get Hedge Maze off the Delta. We might actually still be dead to Violent Urge, although I don't think they have Delirium yet. They don't have Delirium. They do have a second mutagenic growth. This is not 6. I go to 1 if they flash back both darts. I die if they have another dart or a bolt. But they don't flash back both the darts, which makes sense with 2 Quarry Steel Cutters in play, I guess. So their last card is not Lightning Bolt, so we should be able to fetch pretty freely here. Kavero is also kind of an out, because now we have a Solitude in the yard. Okay, easy mode. And we can even pay for Spell Pierce. Although I guess they could Spell Pierce the Ephemerate if we don't find another one. I guess they could Spell Pierce this, and then I can't Ephemerate. Although we could probably just have lethal with Frog if they Spell Pierce, or just in general. The only sorcery, take one of the fetch lands. Take Goryos, Atraxa. So this is 9 power. Bullshit. I mean, you could say in this spot with Frog in play, it's not so different from just drawing the Atraxa, and we drew a lot of lands that game, y'all. Also, can you root for me in my chat? Is it ever Gran-Gran Force? It doesn't matter. They're dead. It doesn't really matter. But no, it's also not ever Gran-Gran Force, I think. Okay, let's go to game 3. Game 3 on the draw. I like this hand. You check on the challenge. 9 matches still in progress, so plenty of time. No to Ephemerate here. If my opponent plays Corey Steelcutter, are you pitching Atraxa or Cavero? I think I'm pitching Atraxa. With no discard outlet in hand. Instead, they plot a Slickshot Show Off. Very good against my double Prismatic Ending hand here. They plot a second Show Off. Shout out Fatal Push. Oops, I'm forgetting to play my land. Oops, I'm forgetting to play my land. Probably more important to hold up Force of Negation here than it is to Force of Negation the Corey Steelcutter. Could maybe Goryos in response and then Force of Negation the Steelcutter. Yeah, probably should have done that, but then we don't get the lifelink block necessarily. But I guess if they don't attack, we just Goryos end of turn. No, because we're Goryos in response. Never mind. Duh. Okay, so they don't have Spell Pierce. I'm gonna grab Solitude. Do I want double black? Not really. I think my life total just matters more, so I'll grab Island Wrath. Then we'll go click done. I think my plan is going to be Solitude, one of the show-offs, and then next turn Prismatic Ending the token and Prismatic Ending the Steel Cutter. And then maybe Cavero back Solitude. So I'm going to block here. Let them pass priority back to me, see if they want to buff anything. I'm not gonna Solitude if they play no spells, I think. If they play 1 spells, I guess we will. The Goryos was a good draw in our Goryos deck here. For more high level analysis, please subscribe. They have 3 cards left in their hand. They Violent Urge the Show Off. So this is not enough at the moment. So if their last card is another Mutagenic Growth, I'm just gonna let them use it. And okay, it is another Mutagenic Growth. So they are gonna hit me for 9, and I'm not gonna gain any life. But then they're gonna have 1 card in their hand and no board. And Atraxa is also back in the yard for Cavero the following turn because it died. So that actually ends up working out. Oh, but the show off is still alive. So I guess now we go ending the show off and ending the token. They have one card in their hand. Now, I really, again, do not want to... I don't want to Force of Negation this turn. So we have to let that go, because again, pitching Cavero seems unwise. Been a pretty interesting game. Only 5 matches still in progress at the moment. They reveal mutagenic growth with no targets, and then they pass the turn. Cavero is superior Spider-Man, not a Magic online. All right, so we don't get got by Spell Pierce. If they have Surgical, then I guess we make a 4/4 Solitude. So we have a 4/4 Atraxa. I think I'll take Psychic Frog, Prismatic Ending, Delta Force. We have to discard a card. I will discard Flooded Strand because Delta can still get Swamp. And they've got 3 cards in their hand after this. Their iteration was pretty bad. They might have another iteration. They play a show off. 2 cards in their hand. And they Lightning Bolt me, which I'll let resolve. And then they concede the game. All right, that resolves too. So we 4-1 this league. It's pretty good. Have a little bit of time before round 5 starts. Let me open the chests. Might play this deck on the Challenge Monday. I don't know. I think Cavero Deceit is underplayed. How many more rounds of Swiss are there? 3 more still. Okay. Open an Amulet. Cube. I don't know if there's cube up. Let's see. We have some other stuff we can do too. I do need to do a Card Nexus shout out in a second. I guess now is probably